Not long ago, my classmates and I were discussing airplanes and the heroic efforts of the crew aboard U.S. Airways Flight 1549 that ditched in the Hudson River earlier this year. Led by Captain Chelsea Sullenberger, the crew successfully guided a paralyzed aircraft to safety, sparing the lives of countless individuals. In a class filled with aspiring pilots, a story such as the miracle on the Hudson is not only educational, it is inspirational. As our dialogue continued that day, it evolved into us discussing the importance of passion in our lives and the lives of others. In an interview with Air and Space magazine not long after the events that frigid day in January, Sully, as we students called him, was asked if he had any advice for aspiring pilots. His response was moving. Well, not just for aviators, he said, but for all of us. My view of the world is that people are best served when they find their passion early on, because we tend to be good at things we are passionate about. I think we also need to find people who we admire and try to emulate them. At this point, I certainly had an idea of what passion was, but as I began to more seriously reflect on what it means to be passionate, I asked myself what I now ask you. What do you enjoy? What do you desire? For what do you have passion? Author and theologian Harold Thurman once responded to these questions with answers similar to that of Chelsea Sullenberger. He said, "Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and then go and do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive." So, what exactly does the world need? Seriously, how often do we find ourselves debating, maybe even arguing with one another about changes necessary for a better world? We turn on the news to find anchors and panelists infuriated by conflicting political ideas. In some cases, we as students may have snapped at each other in disagreement over the same political conflicts. In most cases, I'm certain our thoughts and intentions are sincerely genuine, as we do desire to live in a world of peace. But often, we don't act on these thoughts, and instead use them as a platform to simply complain when events are not in our favor. A sense of frustration and helplessness are not what people need. Rather, we need people to believe in themselves. We need people who are alive. Let those of us gathered here today be the ones who are alive. On this, our graduation day, I believe we can begin this mission by thinking of someone we admire, someone we believe who is positively contributing to the world. Maybe grandparents, brothers, sisters come to mind. Could it be a teacher, a priest, a minister, perhaps a coach, a teammate, a close friend? Maybe it is even an individual you have never personally met, but have read about. I thought of my parents, and perhaps it's the same for you. You know, aviation was not my first major. I originally discerned entering the priesthood, studying philosophy and theology, with overwhelming support from my parents. After a few semesters, I realized at that particular point in my life, the seminary was not where I was supposed to be. Again, with my decision to pursue a new venture, my parents stood beside me. They certainly were, and still are, models for me. And unlike other people who are passionate about their careers, my parents are passionate about being parents. They did the typical things like helping me with homework, took a sincere interest in what I was learning at school, and attended those parent-teacher conferences. They were poolside when I dove off the blocks for a race. and they even took care of me through my numerous battles with strep throat and ear infections. But they did the atypical things as well, sharing and instilling a strong faith in me, showed me how to explore the world, to think for myself, to strive towards my goals, along with countless other things. Quite simply, they worked as a team to make my life and my sister's life better. And when I consider my happy childhood and adolescence, I realize that they were, and still are, good parents. Again, who do you admire? Regardless of whom came to mind, I am sure the individual has something that allows him or her to stand above most others. Certainly, each individual, like everyone here today, has an array of unique gifts and attributes to offer. In a culture that is often about me, these fine people we celebrate, including my parents, are indeed selfless. Through my parents' various gifts and talents, I was fortunate to discover they, and many others, all possess one thing we all should strive for. They are unquestionably passionate about their vocation. In fact, they are passionate about life. It is no secret, some roads in life are short, some have sharp curves, while others are long and narrow. And each of us will travel a different one, encountering an assortment of obstacles along the way. No matter how rugged the path may be, we will always have a natural desire to seek happiness, and attaining that joy does require effort. Today, for example, I have a love for aviation. The anxiety when I arrive at the airport, wondering what the day's flight or lesson will be, is indescribable. Climbing into the cockpit, scanning a myriad of gauges and switches, in a way, it feels like home. Then advancing the throttle forward, accelerating down the runway, it is exhilarating. Ascending into the sky, admiring the beauty of the land below, flying over the rolling hills, rugged mountains, neatly plowed fields, even the lights and glitz and glamour of New York City, I feel a sense of relaxation, joy, a sense of peace. I'm not quite sure it is a passion yet, but I would like to think it is becoming one. And I know now that with commitment and dedication, my love for something grows. It flourishes. Today, as I challenge myself, I challenge you to strive to be the best person you can be. Your age, your career path, the specifics right now do not matter. Make the commitment to find what makes you come alive. Do not cheat yourself by taking the shortcut. Remember, finding your passion takes time. Be patient, recognize it, and surrender yourself to it. Being honest with yourself and others, living your life to the fullest, I believe will provide you with the nourishment to not only help yourself, but it will allow you to positively contribute to your family, your community, your country, the world. Let us radiate with positive energy, giving hope, encouragement, and joy to others. Allow them to come alive too. We are on a journey, a life journey. We have been blessed with the gift to do with it as we please. Again, the trails will not always be smooth, but overcoming the adversity we encounter makes us stronger. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and then go and do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive. Let your journey take flight. Make it an adventure. Let us reach for the sky, taking our passion to heart. Let us share our joy. Let us share the beauty of life with everyone around us. Thank you once again. God bless, and congratulations to the class of 2009.